zero tayo dito. Rente lang. Pati ang first seat na the trucks. Todo yung agad na the trucks na ba? Ha? Pero, kung si Dr. Kevin sila.
Tadali.
After apa yung numpa sa watawat at mandato enforce order and decorum
Es el de mío,
sí, sí, sí.
el de Pro Líder.
Patrubido que dale mira todo, ¿vale?
Jalan lang anay, jalan lang anay. Mira, mira lang itaan ay pantana.
Sí. Agalan.
Abala yan, ha? Basta del Pro Líder talita men.
Kung ano naman tayo, patrubido que el number one man tanin.
Ah, igual lang sila, no? Basta reserve lang yan. Okay, Tony. Morning, boys. Cika. Cika, abad si Konsyal, cika, naman dimi uban lagi. Nakasanyangan. No, te mira doon, ti makauban? Si... Hello, Neng. Morning. Ah, sini, oh my gosh. Ah, Lord, dinang sabi. Sini. Martin.
Pressure na talaga. Ginagalitan ko na sila. Pero yun na lang talaga ang insurance report. Hindi pa dumating yung check-in.
25 regular.
Sabi nila, bukas yung kahapon siya na yung kailangan. So ngayon, ano rin naman yung dumating yung check-in. Hindi kasi pwede maglabas ng mga insurance. Standard talaga yung
Ganyan man ako.
Di...
Dali ko kanila hasta 4 p.m. Kahit tayo man doon ng MTO o mga service.
4 p.m. Iba nila.
Iba sila.
Pag 4 p.m. daw mamaya.
Depe, ano pa ka dili? Manya nga nila. Ito ako po ka tayo sa'yo talaga.
Mamaya na lang, para matapos siya.
Kahit tayo doon ng LTO.
Okay, so naisip kanina 500.
Napadre. Antik sa ano yung Father Mar? Si Oki po de Lelueco. Confirm anay.
Kasi hindi ka dami sa bata ka na.
Pang Jollibee.
Stationary.
Second, second, doon dito. Kabalang daw attendance. Pwede mag-excuse ka na daw. Kanilo yung mga IPMR ba? Kawit. Hindi ko daw nasuyo.
Ned, llamen con Kim y aumenta contigo. Neba, si Sang? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. We'll start the session in a minute. Okay, we start. The 25th regular session of the Sangguniang Panlusod of the City of Zamboanga will please come to order. May I request Member Piok to lead us in our prayer and Member Akisa for the national anthem, Panunumpa ng Katapatan sa Watawat ng Pilipinas.
Reza kita. Diyos de todo, explora kami con usted, bendici con estos servidor público, y guía el maga pensamiento y corazón para servir con usted y el pueblo con honestía, sinceridad y integridad para el bien y el progreso de todo. Amén.
Mr. Secretary, please make the roll call.
Roll call of members. The Honorable Cesar S. Iturralde, the City Vice Mayor.
Present.
The Honorable Myra Paz Valderosa Abubakar. The Honorable Romel S. Agan. The Honorable Miguel C. Alavar III. The Honorable Teodiver A. Arquiza. The Honorable Albert C. Atilano Sr. The Honorable Rodolfo M. Bayot. The Honorable Marsander Jaime N. Cabato. The Honorable Aljihan R. Edding. The Honorable Juan Climacopi Elago II. The Honorable Benjamin B. Gingono IV. The Honorable Tunku B. Hanapi. The Honorable Cesar M. Jimenez.
Present.
The Honorable Rodolfo R. Lim. The Honorable Joselito A. Macrohon. The Honorable Lilibeth M. Nuño. The Honorable Josephine E. Pareja. The Honorable Jerry E. Perez. The Honorable Carrie John O. Piok. And the Honorable Jimmy B. Villaflores. There are 16 members present, Your Honor. There is a quorum.
Next item, Mr. Floor Leader.
Item E, approval of minutes of the 20th regular session of the August body held on June 26, 2018. I move for its approval.
Any second? Seconded by Member Atilano, Member Gingona, Member Nuño. Any comment, objection? There being none, the minutes of the regular session of this August body held on 26 is hereby approved. Next item.
Item F, F1, proposed ordinance number 218-42. Mr. Secretary, please.
Proposed ordinance number 2018-42, entitled an ordinance establishing and opening a public high school in Barangay La Paz and providing an appropriation thereof, reintroduced by Honorable Rodolfo R. Lim.
Which is jointly and severally seconded. Proposed ordinance number 2018-42 is approved on first reading.
Item G, J1, Committee on Ordinances and Resolutions, jointly with the Committee on Education and Appropriations for public hearing held on July 26, 2018, pertaining to proposed ordinance number 218-41. I move for its acceptance, Mr. Chairman.
Which is jointly and severally seconded.
I move for the approval of the report.
Any second? Seconded by Member Nuño, Member Atilano, Member Eding. Any comment? Any objection? There being none, the motion is approved. Next item.
Item H, H1, proposed ordinance number 218-29, entitled an ordinance granting for relief and/or amnesty to delinquent real property owners from payment of penalties, surcharges, and interest on unpaid real property taxes covering all years prior to December 31, 2017. I move for its approval on third and final reading.
Which is jointly and severally seconded. Proposed ordinance number 2018-29 is approved on third and final reading.
H2, proposed ordinance number 218-05, entitled an ordinance creating the Youth Development Council of the City of Zamboanga and for other related purposes. I move for its approval on third and final reading.
Which is jointly and severally seconded. Proposed ordinance number 2018-05 is approved. Yes. Yeah. Is approved on third and final reading. Member Gingona?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Mr. Chairman, I see the presence of some people who are very, very critical and vital in the drafting of this said ordinance. So this representation just would like to acknowledge and extend our gratitude to certain groups here who helped drafted the ordinance. I see the presence of the Ateneo Sugpat. They served as the TWG of this ordinance. They spent long hours meeting with different stakeholders.
Yeah.
So we would like to extend our thanks and gratitude, including PAPCOM. PAPCOM also played a vital role in this youth ordinance. So,
Can we recognize them one by one?
Can we have a suspension of the rules for a photo op with this?
Yeah, rules suspended.
So, Mr. Chairman, bien importante gatel di la presencia and di la contribution con este diaton ordinanza. We would like to really thank them, and other youth organizations who are present, NYC, SK, the Solidarity, Youth Solidarity for Peace. I see Bea. Bea is there. So, este mga gente, Vice, ayuda ka natin con este ordinanza. So, let's...
Yeah. Can we request...
I want, Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, Member Jimenez?
and I want to have it on record that these persons appeared in the several public hearings conducted by the Committee on Ordinance together with the Committee on
Even
Youth
beyond the
in
public
relation
hearings.
to the passage of this proposed ordinance in that joint public hearing. So it's just proper and fitting that their contributions be properly acknowledged.
Yes. Can we pass a resolution, Mr. Chairman, even with the
Yes,
suspension of
yes.
the rules? So I move, Mr. Chairman, via resolution that we acknowledge the efforts and we extend our thanks and gratitude to the Ateneo de Zamboanga Sugpat, the NYC, the SK, the PAPCOM, the Youth Solidarity for Peace. Who else pa ba? Separate resolutions. That this be approved with separate resolutions. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So it will be subject to style.
Subject
We
to
ask
style
the
lang, Mr.
proponent
Chairman.
to already include all the names.
Yes.
Okay. Jointly and severally seconded. In the meantime, can
Photo
we request our guests for photo ops who have
My
assisted in the drafting of the
manifestation
ordinance?
of their presence in all public hearings be reflected in the resolution, please.
Yes, Secretariat, please take note.
Will I say something?
Any more while the rules are still suspended? Yes, from our
Buenos
guest.
dias a todos. In behalf of the Ateneo de Zamboanga University and the SUGPAT Adolescent Development and Participation Program, we would like to extend our warmest thanks to everyone present here who made the move for the approval of the Youth Development Council of City of Zamboanga. Today is the feast of St. Ignatius, so I also wish to extend happy fiesta to Barangay Tatuan and to all the Ateneans. Happy feast day to us, to our patron saint. I just like to leave with three points about this ordinance. No, Saint Ignatius would always one of the important values of Ignatian spirituality is what we call magis, and magis was really seen in the drafting and even until the approval of the ordinance. First, the magis of the youth. The ordinance exemplified the magis that came from the different youth sectors, and I think that is one of the highlight of our ordinance because the sectoral representation, meaning that there's no youth sector left behind in this ordinance, is I think one salient feature that Zamboanga City can be really proud of. So kudos to the magis of the youth. Second, kudos also to the magis of the policymakers and the partners who helped make this ordinance, who stayed in the wee hours of the morning, even until weekends, just really to discuss how to make this ordinance the best ordinance for the youth for Zamboanga City. And lastly, our magis for Zamboanga. We know that it doesn't end in the passage of this ordinance. It still extends to the implementation and making sure that there's no youth left behind, especially for the city of Zamboanga. So for everyone, may we live out the spirit of magis, a spirit of magis in public service for our youth, for the future of our nation. Thank you again, everyone. Muchísimas gracias.
Okay, thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you. I move for the restoration of the rules.
Okay, rules restored. Next item.
H3, proposed ordinance number 218. I move for its approval on third and final reading.
Which is jointly and severally seconded, proposed ordinance number 2018-26 is approved on third and final reading.
H4, proposed ordinance number 218-41, entitled an ordinance amending section 3A, paragraph 1 and section 4, 3 of Ordinance 332, otherwise known as the Zamboanga City Scholarship Ordinance, as amended by Ordinance 370 and for other related purposes, for second reading. I move for its approval on second reading.
Second or third? Any second? Seconded by Member Eding, Member Parea, Member jointly and severally seconded.
May I just emphasize one thing
Yes.
to the honorable members here? The situation when a scholar would to be opt out of the provisions of that law granting the scholarship program, you will note that once a scholar opt out of the coverage of the national law, the law is mentioned there in the report, the amount under the scholarship program, which is supposed to be only used for miscellaneous expenses, may now at that instance be used for payment of tuition fees and other miscellaneous fees. I hope that's clear. So with that, final manifestation of the chairman of the Committee on Ordinance, the proposed ordinance is ready for votation, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Any more comment before we finally approve on second reading? Member Gingona. Then Member Nuño, then Member Arquisa.
Mr. Chairman, I just would like to, if the proponents would, may we, together with members Nuño, members Arquisa, member Ambubakar, and myself, and member Alavar, we can manifest the co-sponsorship with this
Okay.
ordinance.
Secretary,
And,
please take note.
and member Piok on their behalf. Kumigo. And
Okay.
everybody along the present. And member Elago to be co-sponsors of this.
So everybody will be co-author.
May I see the ordinance itself, please? Yes? Okay. No more objection, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah. No more objection.
With those
There being none,
manifestations-
proposed ordinance number 2018-41 is approved on second reading.
Considering, Mr. Chairman, that this proposed ordinance has been certified as urgent, I move for its approval on third and final reading.
Which is jointly and severally seconded, proposed ordinance number 2018-41 is approved on third and final reading. Next item.
Business of the day, I-1, letter dated July 23, 2018. The Chairman of the Committee on Public Works.
Yeah, Member Villa
I
Flores.
think we could adopt a omnibus resolution here. There are
Member Villa Flores.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have three contract agreement, Mr. Chair, to be approved today. First is the construction of the rehabilitation of road at Dr. J. Estrada Tetuan. This is a cluster project. A rehabilitation of road at Candido Street Tetuan, all the city of Zamboanga, in the amount of 8,214,366 pesos. A contract to be entered into between by the city government of Zamboanga and the contractor Melvin Quintos of the Altos Construction. The other one is the concreting of road at Tetuan in the amount of 4,158,300 pesos. The contractor is LL Construction. The last, Mr. Chair, is the rehabilitation of Governor Ramos Avenue, the junction of Fairview Drive and junction of Galvez Drive, Santa Maria, in the amount of 5,721,370 pesos. The contractor is again LL Construction. I move for the approval.
Omnibus.
Yes, omnibus, Mr. Chair, giving the authority to the mayor to sign or in behalf of the city of Zamboanga, the contract agreement to be entered into the contractors mentioned, Mr. Chair. I
Any
move
second?
accordingly.
Any second?
Mr. Chairman, how about 1-10? That's also a project covered under generic
Come again. 1.
1-10.
Ah, yes, yes. 1-10. We have 1-10. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. Asilang kita junto con este.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The construction of multi-purpose covered court at Kulianan Learning Center.
We might as well adopt for each project one resolution each, approving the contract and the grant of the authority to Her Honor the Mayor to sign the same. We must approve first the contract.
Yes.
So no longer omnibus. We'll do it one by
We'll
one.
just do it one by one. 1-1,
Okay.
1-2, 1-3, 1-10.
I say I.10 este. Ano I say? May pa say. This is a resolution. The I.10, Mr. Chair, I'm sorry. This is the contract agreement for the infrastructure projects, the construction of health center at Latuan. This is the takeover.
Member Villaflores,
yes.
can you do it one by one? One by one.
First, Mr. Chair, the contract agreement between Altos Construction, to be represented by the Melvin T. Quintos, for the rehabilitation of road at Dr. J. Estrada Street, Tetuan. This is a clustered project on rehabilitation of road at Candido Street, Tetuan. I move, Mr. Chair.
That is I.1.
That is I.1.
Yes, okay. Any
Yes.
second? Seconded by Member Atilano, Member Parea. Any comment? Objection? There be none, the motion is approved. Next,
Next.
I.2.
I.2, the rehabilitation of Governor Ramos Avenue, Junction Fairview Drive, Junction Galvez Drive, Santa Maria, in the amount of 5,721,370 pesos. I move, Mr. Chair, for its approval of the contract.
Any second?
With the authority to be granted to Her Honor the
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
I.2.
Yes.
Any second for
First is
I.2?
the approval and for the authority
Yes.
for Her Honor the Mayor to sign this.
Any second? Seconded by Member Atilano, Member Parea. Any comment?
Concretely-
I.2.
The I.2.
Any
yes.
objection? Motion is approved.
Uh,
Next.
The I.2, Mr. I'd like to make some correction. That is in the concreting approved at Tetuan, LL Construction. The I.3, Mr. Chair, this is the project, the rehabilitation of road at Governor Ramos Avenue. I move, Mr. Chair, for its approval.
Any second?
And the grant of the authority,
In grant authority to the mayor.
to sign this.
Second.
Seconded by
Sign the same.
Member Atilano. Any comment? No comment. Any objection? No objection. Motion is approved. Next item.
I.10.
I.10.
Yes, I.10, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
The
I.10.
contract of agreement for the infrastructure project, the construction of health center Latuan, to be entered into by between the city government of Zamboanga and Emedia Construction. This Latuan, Mr. Chair, project has been there, but the contractor abandoned this project, and this is a takeover of the contract, Mr. Chair. This is another contractor here to complete the construction of that barangay hall, health center, I mean, at Latuan. I move, Mr. Chair, for its approval and giving authority to the mayor to sign for in behalf of the city the contract, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Seconded by Member Parea. Any comment? Any objection? There being none, motion is approved.
Thank you. I.4,
I.4.
application for reaccreditation, refer to the proper committee.
Okay, report. Next.
I.5, letter dated July 24, 2018, requesting for franchise, refer to the proper committee.
Ordinance and markets.
Yes.
Okay. Report.
I.6, pleasure of the body, connection of a building here.
We refer this.
Refer
Committee on
this
Public Works.
to the
Pub-
city.
That was referred to us by the city planning because accordingly, since it will traverse the road right-of-way, it will have to secure the approval of the city council.
Public Works. Infrastructure, yeah, correct.
Refer to the Committee on Public Works.
Okay, referred. Next item.
5.7, I move for approval of the budget of Barangay Rio Hondo, fiscal year 2018.
Which is jointly and severally seconded.
1.8, I move for the approval of the supplemental 2018 budget
Which is
for the following
jointly,
barangays, Tumalutap, Putik, and Mariki.
jointly and severally seconded.
In 1.7 and 1.8, let it be reflected that to include all other annual budgets or supplemental budgets submitted as of 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, August 3, 2018.
Okay, let it be recorded. Next.
I.9, resolution of the Barangay of Culianan. We'll refer this to Her Honor the Mayor through the, whether this is covered by the annual investment plan, whatever.
So A to E, resolutions.
A to E.
Okay, forwarded to the mayor. Next. 11.
11, I move for its approval on review the change on the project side of concreting of road budget of the barangay of Santa Maria.
Seconded by Member Lim, Member Eding. Any comment, objection? There be none.
I.11. Na, yakabaya, no.
Motion is approved.
Don't manote. I.12. There is funds for the purpose. Member Atilano, what's your pleasure? According to the city budget officer, there is still an amount for this purpose under the annual budget of 2014.
Member Atilano.
So we shall make use of that, subject to the submissions of the necessary plans.
We will check baka el perimeter lighting allocation.
Football mante.
Yes.
With
Lighting
the red light
tabali. Check yan na kita si perimeter light na hindi kita.
We just refer this.
I move accordingly, Mr. Chairman.
Seconded by Member Gingona. Any comment, objection? There be none. Motion is approved.
New
Refer.
business. J1, letter dated July 23, 2018. I move for the grant of the concurrence.
Jointly and severally seconded. Next.
J2, I move for the grant of the free use of the Zamboanga Coliseum, City Coliseum, for the use of the secondary, for the organizer, Zamboanga City High School, SHS, for a symposium on current political and social issues.
Any second?
On August 2, 2018, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., subject to the concurrence of this body.
Any second?
I second, Your Honor.
Seconded by Member Elago. Also comment, Member Elago.
Your Honor, the teachers are sitting. May we invite one person to maybe articulate the request,
Yes.
Your Honor?
Any representative from the petitioner?
I think she's the wife of Attorney Luna, Your Honor. Manny Luna.
There's a motion already.
That's why ka naman articulate yan eh. Like, sa Kel.
Why?
Yeah.
We just approve it.
They're asking, Your Honor, el aircon, ha? Hindi lang the pre-use.
Yes.
Hasta el aircon.
So that is already under our authority.
Yeah.
That's why.
Subject to the
Any
Your Honor.
objection? Motion is approved.
No
Okay.
need to articulate. Thank you, lady.
Thank you, ma'am.
The pre-use of the venue. Pre-use? We cannot do that. The free use of the aircon and the electricity, I don't think we can do it. That's not in the ordinance.
Member Lim, you have
Mr.
something
Chairman,
there?
I know they have also talked to me that the free use of the electricity, I said, the council grants the authority, the permission of the free use of the facility. But as to the electricity, it's up to the city mayor
Ito yung sa'yo.
to grant it or not. That's the, I don't know what happened to there's a precedent already to that, Mr. Chairman.
Actually, Mr. Chair, when I asked permission during the Mapersa Cup, this council did not grant the free use of the aircon. But may I ask, Mr. Chair, kung sa kita pwede ayuda na mga teachers del West, West? City High, Maine.
May we look
So
into
that they
the
can use the,
existing ordinance, please, on the use of
because
the...
the participants are the youth, Mr. Chair. Mga jóvenes STLD la participants. If
Your-
we can
Your Honor,
extend help, si
I-
pwede, then let us give.
Your Honor,
Yeah,
I
can we
want-
look into the ordinance?
The
What does
ordinance.
the ordinance provide?
Maybe we can make our resolution as the free use of the Coliseum, including the electricity, so that the Honorable Mayor will have a basis
Correct.
for her to dispose of
We
certain
will see the
funds.
ordinance, no?
For
What
the-
does
See the ordinance,
provide?
Member Lim, before
Okay.
we have no objection to that if we could grant it.
Your Honor, there is also a
Member Lago.
possibility na even if we will not use the aircon, we can just use the blower. Kasi hindi makatleno elente. Ha? Kuryente lang, menos lang. Menos lang.
Please be reminded, we are setting a precedent here. So may we have the ordinance? Okay, while waiting for the ordinance, let's have this.
Yeah, next item.
Let's go to the next item, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, proceed.
J-3 noted and filed, the financial report
Okay,
of
noted
the
on
operation
file.
of the integrated bus terminal. J-4, I move for its approval, the memorandum of agreement, and for authority to the mayor to sign the same.
Any second? Seconded by Member Arquisa, Member Atilano, Member Parea. Any comment? Objection? There be none. The motion is approved. Next.
J-5, any comment from the chairman of the Committee on Tourism?
Yeah, Member Gingona.
Go over it. The TS earnestly requesting the tourism infrastructure to allocate funds. What's their comment, please?
We just refer this to the Chairman, Committee on Ordinance.
Okay. To refer to the committee. Tula
Okay.
puro mga kamo. Last day pa
Refer.
lang. Manay. Other matters. We will go back to that request.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll touch other matters now.
Yes. We received letters from the Office of the City Mayor with regards to her letter addressed to the President in relation to the problem of the electric cooperative. I don't know if we have copies of that communication. Member Arquisa?
May we have that letter, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Actually, I am in receipt, or I have with me the letter by our city mayor addressed to our president. And at the same time, attached is a letter from the WMPC, or the Western Mindanao Power Corporation, to our city mayor, telling or saying that Samselco has not complied with their obligation in paying their debts for millions of pesos. Anyway, in this connection, Mr. Chair, I'd like to pass a resolution supporting the call of the mayor in her letter addressed to President Rodrigo Duterte, calling for the immediate takeover by the NIA administrator over Zamboanga City Electric Cooperative. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Any second?
What's the motion?
Seconded by Member Villaflores.
The motion again is
Member Lilibet
Support?
Macrohon.
resolution supporting the call of our city mayor
Okay.
Sorry.
in our letter addressed to President Duterte, calling for the immediate takeover.
Any
by-
comment? Comment, Member Lim.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
coming from Samselco before, you know, NIA already took over
silence, please.
Samselco 3 times. And look where Samselco is today. So, the process of IMC is still there. I don't know if we're going to interrupt the process, but last Saturday and Sunday, Congressman Celso Lobregat met with NIA, with the board members and Samselco officials and the Alson's group of companies, and they were able to solve the problem of payment.
Not with the WMPC.
With the WMPC.
That's another matter, not with the
With the WMPC. That's Alson's WMPC.
We will allow Member Lim to finish. Please.
So, yesterday, they had a meeting in Manila at NIA office with Congressman Lobregat, the Samselco officials, and Alsons and other stakeholders. I don't know what transpired in that meeting, Your Honor. But to support for a total takeover, I have my doubts. Because they have come here for 3 times, they took over the management of Samselco, and nothing has been improved, and even became worse. So, look at where Samselco is today, after their 3 takeovers. Now, probably, we can have partial or conditional takeover, or because there should be terms. Because the problem of Samselco is not only management. It involves the infusion of capital. And NIA doesn't have that capital to infuse. And they're not going to infuse certain 2 billion pesos just to rectify Samselco. So, for me, Your Honor, it is best that we wait for the result of the meeting yesterday before we support a permanent or a takeover without conditions.
Anyway,
because they tried to take over 3 times already, and they have failed. So I am not instant
To the President.
yes, when he arrived it was personally given to the President. But just a reaction to what Member Lim...
Later, Member
okay,
Kisa, please
okay.
reserve all your arguments. In the meantime, we'll hear from the other members. Member Gingona.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to pick up from where Member Lim mentioned, no, may I ask the proponent on what are the terms? Is the proponent aware of the terms of the resolution to take over Samselco? What is the terms?
Yes, actually, I am about to mention that. No, according to the mayor, and it is also stated in her letter, hindi ka kinedesir kasi pidikital na take over el descansa también el investment management contract. We will allow anay el NIA take over somebody from NIA el Kenman el man manage anay ko nel diaton Samselco, and sila tamen mismo el man negotiate, no? El man deal ko neste gani IMC. So nuay abla kay para el IMC descansa kel, because I agree with Member Lim, kay necesita kat sen. El problema sen. So it doesn't mean kay el trial niya descansa el negosasyon del mismo IMC.
You know, Mr. Chairman, no, before we make any major decision regarding this matter, because this is very close to our hearts, and you know, last Sunday, yasuprigat el syudad, no? Tapon nila preventive maintenance. Actually, what we need is preventive inconvenience. So, may pregunta lang, is it terms tabla to, may we be furnished a copy? Because this is a big decision. This is a big decision that we have to take. If this is a complete turnover...
I do not know. You were given a copy siguro because...
El terms mismo, eh?
Todos ustedes siya man sign man con este. So you were in receipt of this...
Is that letter, is that document, does that composed of all the terms of the takeover?
No, only the letter from the mayor addressed to the
Okay,
president.
that's why, because as what mentioned by Member Lim, Yachene Otro meeting, as of the moment, because ara na sa uwi, no, na chine kita move para man complete ka takeovers. I want to see first I'm not saying I am against, but I am not saying also disili kita aura dayon. Because like I said, no, debe kita student bonamente whatever we move kay grande se decision kita ase, and that electricity is really a basic necessity na debe kita be very meticulous in making moves. And I agree, no, I agree. I share the sentiments of our people. I also share the sentiment of the proponent na grande este problema. Cosa, yo personally, I came from Manila, Bolbeki 2012, blackout. Hasta ara, blackout el problema. And then as what mentioned by Member Lim, 3 times yung takeover niya. No, ay cosa pa sa 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 7 years. So, as a chairman, yo personally hindi pa kayo ready because I want to study, I want to studya pa yo ko sa mga dokumento, ko sa mga other circumstances regarding this matter. Thank you.
According to WMPC, if Samselco will not pay its dues, they will curtail power.
Yes.
So that means we will be expecting blackout. Member Villa Flores, with your respect, Member Lim, we'll hear from the other members.
Please.
That's right, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. I was about to say that. A very disturbing revelation from the WMPC. Because if Samselco cannot settle their obligations, they're only asking of 122 million out of the 150 million plus para pwede paga fuel kita saka sila because El can't deliver fuel kanila to run their machines there. Hindi na kanila tadali. So, there would be a curtailment of more or less, Yaponege is 20 megawatts. That means, I don't know how many times or how many hours of blackout that some of the feeders will be experiencing
4
later.
hours.
Yes. Just imagine, Mr. Chair, Samselco, the letter from WMPC signed by Jose Mariti Torrejon, the power plant manager. He said that in spite of the demand letters, unfortunately, Samselco has failed to comply with its obligation under their agreement to pay WMPC fees corresponding to the supply of power. With this, we will be constrained to cease to supply power to Samselco effective August 1. That would be tomorrow, Mr. Chair. August 1, 2018. This is very disturbing. And I'm supporting the move of the mayor, not only to support her call for the president to come in and to ask NEA to already intervene this problem, Mr. Chair, but also in the letter asking for investigation. There is in the letter, Mr. Chair, that even the mayor is now asking for investigation to those involved in this. I don't know. I don't want to call this irregularities, but we are experiencing problem, Mr. Chair, because of this blackout. This is very disturbing letter coming from Torrejon to the city mayor of Zamboanga.
Okay, are you done? Before Member Lim, can we hear the other members who have
let me just
yet
explain.
to speak on the
Let me
matter?
just explain. So to clarify things, Mr.
Okay,
Chairman,
okay.
do not be disturbed, Member Villa Flores, because I told earlier in my opening statement that ya alegre asi. They were already in agreement that yan sila how many number of days, and Samselco committed to pay that already. So, no ay makita problema kaya yan kita blackout ara.
Mr. Chair.
Because that's had been agreed upon. Okay?
So, is there anything in writing, Member Lim?
Yes.
We cannot take your word for it. You are not the president of
Mr. Chairman,
board resolutions.
I can tell this, Mr. Chairman, because I was
This
there.
is coming
And in
from manifestation, please.
Mr. Chairman, I can tell this because I was there. And this is with the presence of the media. It's actually in the media already that the commitment was already made. That, Samselco is going to pay it, and also is going to give them few days for them to pay it. There's no problem. If you do not rely my word for it, it's okay, no problem. If you don't trust me, no problem. But I tell you that it was a
in the presence of the media, and they have made that commitment. Okay? I'm telling you this for information. You believe it? Okay. If you don't, okay. Now, NIA has always been auditing Samselco. If you want investigation, NIA is auditing it. But yet, we are still in the same place where Samselco is today. Because Samselco is not answerable to anyone except NIA. And NIA is the one investigating and making regular auditing.
Are you done, Member Lim?
Yes.
Okay, we'll hear from the Chairman, Committee on Energy, Member Atilano.
I do not like to, we will be misled, no? The Berasankel, they met already with Alson, represented by Joseph Docum, last Saturday, and they arranged that already. So no curtailment will happen, just like last time, kaya abla siya na curtailment, kaya pwede sila mag-meet, no? Now, si Entra kita, yadali man si Mayor, di ba? Yadali ale El Carta. So for us, para ma-follow up pa kunese, I think hindi na nisita. No, because the letter was already submitted and signed by the mayor. No, submitted to the president. Now see, anything happens aquí, mas grande se queda. No, the delay, no, si Chene se man kaso-kaso ito si sila, ben grande se delay queda. Example lang si Chene changed. Now, question del NEA, I'll tell you, technically, El NEA no sabi. Opisina lang El NEA. No, I was with NEA before, during I was president. In fact, iyo mismo yakita ko ng El NEA. Kaya imbes ayuda sila, no, nung sabi manggali, aumento pa gasto. So, we kick them out. Ya queda pa mas grande el debe, mucho pa sila konsesa ka. Depe si Keres kumpra kita, ala na dila tienda, o I mean, na dila favored supplier. Si hindi na dila favored supplier, hindi sila tang approve. So, SLMU experience with them. That is technically. Second, no itamin sen el NEA para paga si debe. So, the best way is go proceed with IMC without disruption. Kay mas korto, mas pleno. Kay apenas sa Central IMC, then that will solve everything. Now, there are already, I think, 5 bidders. And they want to make that in 1 month. Na si Entra si Otto, NEA, bireten siya ulit na bidding process. Sus, Senyor Mario Sep. Aligat kita Sinti El de Berasan. Now, si na-curtailment, Samselco has 135 actually megawatts. Chene sila. Si kita sila el 30 bakal kita sila. Still, we are still there. Hindi pa kita mang brownout. Vivo pa si siyempre. Pati, akorda ha, no hay pa na historia del Pilipinas, tiene desde el cooperativa a Curta Corriente. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, yes. I think the issue is simple. Whether we support the letter of the mayor or not, for reasons mentioned there. To my mind, as the chief executive of the city of Zamboanga, she's the best person to know whether there should be, as suggested, a takeover or not. Whether there will be an actual takeover is for NEA still to decide. Yes. Especially now, the matter is with the office of the President of the Republic of the Philippines. How would you feel if a letter addressed and now in possession of the President is not supported by this body? There is even a letter coming from NEA that they want to take over already Samselco, I understand. I know the situation because definitely NEA doesn't have the money to invest. But in the meantime, if the issue is whether we are in support of the letter of our own of the mayor, it's a matter that we have to decide. That's all. We are just asked to support the letter.
Yeah, from the other members, can we hear Member Elago?
Good
Then
morning,
Member
Your-
Bayot.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
They say, Your Honor, when you're at the verge of a cliff, that's the time people are able to come up with the right solutions. Remember, I think 4 years ago, akal na Bicol, akal LDE la Co-op, sino bakal 2 billion, bakal 3 billion utang. And the governor, the mayor, the congressman, they sat together, Your Honor. Di mio lang, with due respect, the mayor, di suyos te como attempt kay el August 1, amon leta siya ni miedo ki. El August 1. On the other hand, el congressman, specifically Lobregat, also made his own initiative. That's a correct word. In fact, nung sabi kita, causal initiative ni Congressman Dalipe also. So, correctly stated by Councilor Jimenez, there is wisdom in being united. The issue is not whether or not that is the correct solution. Para kumigo, hindi, because right now, nobody has yet a document that will say this is the correct solution for all these problems we are with Subcelco. But it is very important that in a crisis mode, we are united. We join our efforts and we sit together. We move together as one. So I will call upon our fellow councilors to support the mayor as much as we will also support the congressman in their effort. Meaning, these are initiatives that our leaders are doing. Let us support all of them. Because it is possible, we try to reach the stars, we will be able to reach the moon. And that will be good enough. We are in a survival mode. Survival mode, Kitara. We need to do this, and we have to unite. Once our people will say and see that we are disunited, I think they will lose faith in us and they will say, cambia lang con esos todo, kay tam pelyahan lang man sos. So, let us unite ourselves. I go for the support or mayor. We will also support the initiative of the congressman.
Okay. From the other members, before I recognize those who have already spoken on the issue. None? None. Okay, we go back to Member Lim. Then we go
Mr. Chairman,
for... Yeah, after Member Lim, then Member Bayot.
Okay. Can we just lay this on the table? If you want to get a full support, I cannot support that. So we will have a resolution that has objections. So I don't know if the proponent would like to table it for maybe 1 week or just to wait for the result of the meeting. I don't know. Because if you want a unified, I don't think so we can get a unified stance as of the moment.
Mr. Chair.
Okay, Member Bayot. Yeah, Member Bayot.
Yep.
Your Honor, honest lang este. Anoche, Your Honor, despierto lang nyo, 7 veces yung brown out. Y naman ustedes para hablar con ustedes, yung anima debe y al donyo. Tiene yo, Your Honor, 5,000 siembra para sembrar. ornamental plant, punta con punta. Porque mantiene la Santelco, bilancio calciera, no intende. Sembra mangue carabao. Acá 9 años eu kita uyi. Problema. Uno sabió, te perdete de que largo coyot, como una limaung, ya pone. Ya pidiera permiso con mga dueño la. Sembra kamanting. No hay de initiative. Kailan lang de pansina. Pati no hay ese que ya pega. Ustedes no se pega. Contesta ustedes, Hindi se culpa di Juan Supi si Pedro. Di loko kita ki, at kwando lang kita ki. Thank you. Pero botayo pa ka ninyo. Para entende ka mo.
Okay, your final word, Member.
Anyway, I fully respect with the opinion, especially of our two colleagues here, two members who were once a member of the Zamboanga City Electric Cooperative. Maybe they know something that we don't know. But I also would like to correct Mr. Chair. Akala si Member Lim, with due respect, that Samselco does not owe any explanation to us, except that kunal niya lang. My God, si hindi kita mobe este tiempo. Yeah, you mentioned earlier. I don't think no hay obligasyon el mismo cooperativa para explicar con el público si por qué este ta sucede. Ya habla si Member Atilano, yaman settle ya, yaman kwento ya. Actually, manada beses siya with the WMPC. Tabla ki mismo na letter.
Member Kisa, we will have to respect their views on the matter.
Okay, anyway, this is also my opinion, Mr. Chair.
So, we respect in the same manner.
Yes. Ya mention na gani ki mismo WMPC. Manada di madletter, ya mangkwento, ya promete, pero hindi gani syempre ta pwede complete.
So, okay.
Habla si Member Jimenez, we need to support. Kosa ba kita kere, no ay kita ko sa taas De ay lang kita kunese hasta algún día because we gave our trust todo con el Zamselco. Disperte lang kita algún día na yung masya kita kuryente. Yes, Member Lim, you were right. El problema yan
Member Kisa, let's avoid personalities. Please, stick to the issue. Stick to the issue. Avoid personalities.
Anyway, Mr. Chair, na this pedido that we will ladies on the table, I don't think amokel. So, I will stick with my resolution asking this August body to support our city mayor in her call in asking niya to take over Zamboanga City Electric Cooperative.
Yeah.
May I move for a recess, please?
Yeah, the chair called for a minute recess.
Whatever happens tomorrow, we will have an emergency session. Okay. Hindi, magkuhan na lang. May problema pa mangyari. Whatever happens tomorrow, we agree that we will meet for an emergency session. No. Tackle the issue. Tackle the issue. Sige ka, kamundo kung ganyan. Kalisibo. Left the table ng anay, let's see what happens tomorrow. If indeed no hay portada mañana, de veras, ya puede arreglar. Por mañana, por otro está en el trabajo del mayor, otro está en el trabajo del mayor. Somebody, some también is trying to grab the area for the arreglar. And this is mayor.
Okay. Let it be. Yeah.
Sabi rin sa'yo, kasi si Mayor, kabla lang, gusto yung stand as the chief executive. For that. Also, kami ka-decision.
Okay. Let it be.
Support themselves. So, support ko, Mayor.
Okay. Session is resumed. We have exhaustively deliberated the matter. The chair call now for a nominal voting.
Nominal voting on the motion of the Honorable Teodivar Arquisa to support the call of Her Honor the City Mayor addressed to the President for the immediate takeover of the Zamboanga City Electric Cooperative by the National Electrification Administration. The Honorable Councilors Abubakar, Alavar III,
Favorle.
Atilano Sr.,
Abstain.
Bayot, Eding, Elago II, Gingona IV, Jimenez,
I go for this support as the chief executive of the city.
Lim, Macrohon, Nuno.
You seconded. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Abstain, oppose.
Abstain. Pareja. Piok. Villa Flores. Your Honors, the votation resulted to 6 members voting in favor, 4 against, and 5 abstentions.
Motion is killed.
6 members in favor, 4 against, 5 abstentions.
Motion is
Since
killed.
the rule requires that a majority of those who are present is needed to pass a resolution, then the result is that the motion is not carried.
Next item. Any other matters?
6 in favor, 4 against, 5 abstentions, Your Honor.
Member Elago.
Your Honor, under parliamentary rules, we are allowed a reconsideration, Your Honor. May I seek for a reconsideration, particularly those who abstained, Your Honor, if some would be able, are willing to rethink and reconsider, Your Honor, their votes. This is an issue that will hit us, Your Honor. In action, in a crisis mode, Your Honor, abstention and is not a good position, Your Honor.
Let
It's
it
very
be.
difficult.
Anyway, we're all accountable.
Yes. So
They're all
may we
accountable.
ask, Your Honor, if there are those, how many votes we need to? 8 votes ba?
Majority of the members present
Preso ka na eh.
voting in favor.
A reconsideration must come from those who voted against.
Yes.
Those who voted
Not
against
from
or
those who
abstained,
voted
Your
in
Honor.
favor. I think the motion is killed.
May I
Period,
ask, Your
period.
Honor?
No more.
I am insisting, Your Honor. Can we...
No second. Motion is killed. Next, other matters? Member Gingona. Then Member Abubakar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Committee on Tourism, I think through Member Abubakar, conducted several committee meetings with different hotel owners for the purpose of hosting the National Philippine Councilors League Convention. So may we give authority again to the committee to conduct another meeting, because I think Member Bokar deemed it necessary to have one more meeting.
You're moving?
I move accordingly.
Jointly and severally seconded. Any more? Other matters? Member Abubakar, then Eding.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to pass a resolution requesting our Civil Aviation Area Manager of CAAP, Mr. Antonio B. Alfonso, to already strictly implement the smoking ordinance, Mr. Chair. I went to see him several weeks ago and discussed the smoking ordinance with him personally. And 3 days after, actually, our city engineer went to see him also to discuss the same ordinance. But up until yesterday, Mr. Chair, I have noticed that no DSA has been put in place by our CAP manager. So I would like to reiterate to him again that there is an ordinance, and CAAP, actually, the airport should already strictly follow it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
With due respect to Member Abubakar, I don't think we should pass a resolution asking CAAP in particular to implement the ordinance. The ordinance is there, and the implementing agency is in the executive. For us to pass a resolution, I don't think so. That is, with due respect, that's my position.
Yeah, because I already went to see him. Then
Member
city
Jimenez?
engineers also, who's supposed to enforce, went
With
to
all
see
due
him as
respect
well.
also to Member Abubakar, if we'll follow the logic, we will be asking all agencies every time an ordinance is to be implemented. It will show another branch weak in its implementation.
So may I then, Mr. Chair, request, not through an ordinance, but maybe may I request, therefore, our enforcement team on the smoking ordinance to really strictly implement
Yes,
the ordinance?
I think that is more in order.
Thank you, Mr.
That
Chair.
would be more proper.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Any
Then-
second?
I second that.
Seconded jointly and severally.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Then I also would like to propose another ordinance. This is an ordinance of appreciation and commendation addressed to the regional...
Resolution.
Resolution. Ordinance. Resolution addressed to our regional director of the department, previous regional director of the Department of Tourism, Karina Tiopes. So she is now reassigned back to her original region, but she was with Region 9 for a few months. And I would like to pass a resolution of commendation and thanking her for spearheading the first benchmarking and learning mission for Region 9 tourism officers and stakeholders, as well as establishing the first network of tourism officers and Association of Tourism Officers in Zampen. Mr. Chair, I would just like to inform the body that she has more than 30 years of experience in government service, and her career started in DOT as Provincial Tourism Officer of Leyte.
You are moving?
I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Seconded by Member Gingona. Any comment, objection? Also seconding Member Macrohon. Motion is approved. Next, Member Eding, then Member Elago. There was an earlier manifestation of Member Eding, Member Elago.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is to inform the August body that on Friday, August 3, we will be having the second General Assembly of all cooperatives in the city. So in this regard, Mr. Chair, I would like to extend my invitation to each and every one of the members of the August body. Hopefully they can attend on Friday, Mr. Chair.
Okay, members take
In
note.
Astoria, Mr. Chair, it's a whole day affair.
Where is the venue?
It's a whole day affair. Astoria.
That's a whole day activity?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Member Elago, then Member Parea. There was an earlier...
Ladies first, Member Laco.
Member Elago?
The lady was already there.
Yeah, Member Parea. Yeah, Member Parea.
Yes, Mr. Chair, thank you. Yesterday, Mr. Chair, I attended the induction of officer in the Zamboanga City National High School West. No, ala na eskwela, Mr. Chair, daw ya pwede kita obserba, no, with more than 7,000 students. El session di ila, morning and afternoon. El clase di ila, principia, alas 6 de aga, el first session hasta alas 12. El segundo, ala 1 hasta 6:30. Si pwede kita mira, Mr. Chair, alas 6 de aga, sa estudyante na casa, siguro mga 5, siguro pa. So, overcrowded jaga de la eskwela. That's why I want to pass a resolution addressed to Her Honor the Mayor. If possible, we can purchase a lot, Mr. Chair, aki na western part del CBD di aton para maskin pakilaya man de congest LD aton Zamboanga City High School West. So, maybe in Canelarba or or Baliwasan or whatever, Mr. Chair, on the Balugar.
You're moving?
Yes, I so move, Mr.
Seconded
Chair.
by Member Lim, Member Nuño, Member Piok.
Thank
Any
you.
comment? Also Member Abubakar. Any objection? There being none, motion is approved. Are you done? Member Elago, then Member Bayot.
Your Honor, last week, Your Honor, inside the courtroom, we had about 45 detainees, Your Honor, who pleaded guilty to the drug cases. And because of that, Your Honor, they are allowed to serve only for 1 year, and some were 12 years, depending on a drug test.
Result.
There was a requirement of a drug test. However, Your Honor, according to the warden, pwede lang daw sila as a drug test. Mga 6 lang, just bilog lang, every day. Na pila-pila na General Hospital. Supposed to be, tan-drug test sila na regional, regional DOH. no hay facilities. Supposed to be, pruba sila na city government. Hindi tamen available. El available lang, el Regional Medical Center del Zamboanga City, otherwise known as General Hospital. Kabar un doktor lang. So at the rate that we're going, even if the detainee is already legally para sa LEA, baka liga pa to January para berle sa LE because may pakonele man check and this you test this na drugs.
So what's your motion now?
My motion, Your Honor, is for the city government to help, Your Honor. If the city health office has the manpower and the apparatus, the laboratory equipments and the reagents needed to conduct this test and to assign a doctor who can make the necessary, diagnosis, si el chemical ba composition na miyaw, arriba o abajo na standard, then, Your Honor, this will be a very big help. So my resolution, Your Honor, with the kind and support of our City Council, Your Honor, is to direct it to the City Health Officer through the Office of the Mayor to find ways and means to make drug testing of detainees available for those in the pending, those who are pending now for drug testing, Your Honor, with court orders.
I think that is open. The only problem is not acceptable to DOJ. Is that the result of the City Health Office acceptable to the DOJ? I think that's the issue there.
It's not the DOJ, Your Honor, it's the court.
Yeah, in the court.
The court.
Is the result of the City Health Office acceptable to them?
Yes. They're the ones who are telling me, Your
So
Honor.
that is open actually. City Health, that is open.
Hindi,
Provided you pay the corresponding fees.
The General Hospital, Your Honor. So if we can open up, that will expedite and increase the speed.
Yeah. So
of
you're
the
moving.
processing, Your Honor. I move, subject to styling, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
any second? Seconded by Member Villaflores, Member Eding, Member Bayot. Any comment? Comment, Member Lim.
Your Honor, I'm sad because I cannot support this resolution because City Health is already doing that. In fact, we are testing all our employees. This is open. Now, if they can be accommodated, they probably would follow the line. But our City Health Office is doing that already. We have the equipment. Why shall we ask them to do it? They're already doing drug testing. In fact, I did my drug testing there. And all the rest, I don't know.
Yes.
So no need for that resolution. Why are we going to pressure the mayor?
Your Honor, unknown to Councilor Lim, these are the group of people who are inside the jail. They are detained. Sila. Now, you say available. Yes, it is available. But those that are detained are not the ones tampila liara.
Okay.
That's why we are asking.
I understand.
We are asking those that are inside the jail be allowed to simampila ba sila? So be it. Pero they will be allowed to also take advantage of the services of the city government because tampila sila na regional hospital, Hindi ka tami niya. Mga mucho patan arrest.
Member Lago.
Okay.
You just negotiate, will not pass
Mr.
the
Chairman,
resolution anymore.
Yeah,
di ba?
just a short comment. To the knowledge also of Member Lago, hindi na ito ni Sita Mampila. Miyaw lang kaltan sa meet. Hindi na Sita, si pwede el technician, sa kadila miyaw, icha dila nombre, libalya na City Health, pwede tamikil. So, hindi yan ni Sita el gente kayo, si Chene, if that will be authorized by the courts. That is the biggest problem.
Your Honor.
Because, todo magit-ara, si anda kel na City Health, kumutabla si Vice. Yabla korte, hindi te pwede. Will be useless. I don't think so that
Your
resolution
Honor.
is needed, Mr. Chairman. I will not support it. Thank you.
Your Honor, in cases involving detainees, Your Honor, hindi to pwede lang miya, manda lang imbya ko ng miyaw, Your Honor. This is regulated gat the court gayot, personal gayot, andale, emprente kat del mga, hindi man emprente, pero anya mismo kat le miya, with escorts kay sabi to, si manda lang to imbya, makikyan lang si pwede man lusot. So, this is a different case, Your Honor. Hindi te.
Member Lago, can you just make the necessary
Yes, I move
representation
accordingly, Your
without passing a resolution?
Yes. Mr. Chairman, because...
Your Honor, I feel, Your Honor, we have to make this resolution, Your Honor. This
Okay.
is not something, a funny matter, Your Honor. You can just imagine there are about 500 detainees who can already leave and go out of the jail. But just because...
Just one question, Mr. Chairman.
Just because of this unavailability of drug testing, hindi sila tapos sali.
Mr. Chairman.
Member Lim.
Just a question. Do you know that we have drug testing capability of the city?
Yes.
Yes. So, what do you want now for the detainees to go there? You are a lawyer. You have to get the permission from the court. That's your job. That's not our job. That's your job.
That's not
So,
our job.
Your resolution is already there. Talya el facilities del City Health. What you need is a court order for these detainees to go to the City Health. That's not our job. That's yours.
The court will only do that if the city will make it available.
It's available.
You're saying it.
Yes, it's available.
You're saying it.
Who is saying it's not available?
That's why we
Okay.
make it available, Your Honor.
Who is saying it's not available?
DJ call now for a nominal voting.
The resolution, Your Honor, is...
Any objection? Any objection? Oh, Member Lim, Member Macrohon, Member Alabar, nominal voting, please.
I will repeat your... Pasilo si Abla Talyilan. Talyase. Kasi resolution. You need the resolution, Your Honor, through the city health officer, Your Honor, and through the mayor, Your Honor, is to allow and make it possible to create a window, Your Honor, for detainees to make that, ibig sabihin, we will create not a window, I mean an avenue, Your Honor, na pwede susmampila.
Member, please, our secretary.
May I read the motion as you worded earlier? To direct the City Health Office through the City Mayor to find ways and means to make drug testing of detainees available for those with pending drug cases with court order.
That should be the motion, no? Nominal voting. Yeah, nominal voting.
On the aforesaid motion,
With court order, yeah. So we have to prove.
Honorable Councilors Abubakar,
What do you mean? You'll go against the court order? This is it. Kachene court order galit.
Yeah. Again, nominal voting, please, go.
Member Abubakar is not ready to vote.
Abstain.
Alavar III,
Abstain.
Arquiza, Atilano Sr., Bayot,
Abstain?
May I
What
ask
is-
for the suspension of the division of the House? I'll ask one question of Member Relago. Is the City Health an authorized agency to conduct this drug?
That is my question.
Because what I know of, it's only a medical center. That's what I would like to be informed. So I'll be enlightened. Never mind your comment, Member Lip. The point is the City Health Office an authorized agency to conduct such drug tests? Or is it only the Zamboanga Medical Center who could conduct it?
Only the court
For
can say that.
purposes of the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act law. That's the point that we have to be enlightened.
That's the same point I raised earlier.
Your Honor, it is my belief, Your Honor, so long as it's a government
Drug testing.
center and the doctor involved is also a government physician, Your Honor, that is allowed. That can be allowed, Your Honor.
Because I have also drug cases in court, with all due respect to Member Elago. In most cases, the referral is made to the Zamboanga Medical
Yes,
Center
sure. Correct, Your Honor.
as the only institution wherein an accused facing violations of the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act law has to submit himself for the
Order, please.
requisite drug test for purposes of the approval of his plea bargaining
Correct.
that he enters into.
Correct, Your Honor.
I have not heard of a instance wherein the court has referred the matter that the drug test should be done by the City Health Office.
Your Honor, some
So
were
I
referred,
myself, I'm not the...
some were referred, Your Honor, to DOH Regional. Pero unfortunately,
Yes.
the DOH Regional was not able to perform.
Okay.
Okay, proceed now with the nominal voting.
Honorable Bayot,
Buyong.
Buyong. No. Kusal boto dituyo na motion.
Your Honor,
Aquel voto, aquel
Kesa
motion ni Kim.
Minante, Buyong bayo por causa de que magasin.
Ah,
Oo.
so you're not
Your
ready to
Honor.
vote.
Abstain.
Kotase.
Not ready to vote.
Yes, Kun Kim.
El motion di Kim, cosa dito yung boto?
Okay.
Bakada.
Your
Honorable
Honor,
Bayo.
materiya kita.
Si, ano pa? Area.
Okay.
Honorable Eding, Honorable Gingona,
What's the vote of Gingona?
Abstain.
Favor?
Abstain daw.
abstain. Jimenez,
Not ready to vote.
Lim, Macrohon,
May mga bukurtesiya, Rudy. Man-abstain nga lang po. Ate mo,
Nuño, Pareja,
Oh my God.
Piok,
Na.
Villa Flores. Going back to Honorable Abubakar, voted to 7 members voting in favor, 3 members voting against, and 5 members abstaining.
Is it majority of the members? So the motion is killed. Member Bayot?
Your Honor, magasin niya sa linabigan. Si maka-imbidya mga dete, makaloko mga kitaki. Your Honor, Mira te beso. makin iguana enfermo lang kita cuidar. Your Honor, 40 years ago, tiyan kita skating ring na Zamboanga. Aran sinan-sina lang. Your Honor, 40 years ago, tiyan kita beer ba sa pronounce o beer? 40 years later, mariposa. Kamo naman kita, te. Your Honor, hindi man yung travel. O tere na travel al bolbeki, di mo making kosa ng isa kinakabesa, siyempre kinasambuanga. Doktor naman sa kikira. Your Honor, otro ba? Mana 20 anyo kayo, 30 anyo, tensinya arriba. Sabi sa tangritahan, sinabi nida, alam uno na uno ki. Nung kaya kita mangritahan? Oo. Nung kaya kita, pati naman kita penya ke penya. Nung kaya ganansya na penyahan. Diba si Gandhi, two peace lies in the brotherhood of men. Peace is only a mystic. Thank you. God bless.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Before Member Macron, Member Jimenez.
Yes. Member Macron, go ahead. You have many?
Okay. Member Macron. I think the...
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, del July 18, no, i-attend yung invitation del DOST forum na Manila, no? And alyaya, pwede kita mira mga different technology and offer ka ng LDOST. And fortunately, pwede yung mira alya uno technology. Estaba pa akin na Zamboanga City, no? A joint project of Ateneo de Zamboanga and DOST Region 9, no? And actual technology, magkataba sila alerto, no? Alerto. Don't do even the national government alya and other cities and municipalities ya kita be interested kunel technology, no? And yung kwento yung kunel in charge, kunel project leader, abayo si pwede man-pilot kita kel technology aki era na di aton syudad de Zamboanga. Kaya siyempre aki kel yan originate, so si pwede man-adapt, no, city government of Zamboanga kunakel. So yung preguntay kunel si pwede ba kita kunel imbita for 15 minutes presentation of the project, no? Kaya takreo akel alerto project, no? Actually, akel project, el objective dakel is to develop an early warning system protocol, no? Which would aid the local government units in preparing for an impending flood event of the rivers. So, may pa si technology and sina in the whole Philippines. Amasal first, no?
So you want a demonstration in the council?
Yeah, si pwede yung man request for, and willing man tamin sila, for even 15 minutes more or less presentation para pwede kita intende and pwede kita sa necessary resolutions or appropriations regarding the program. I move.
Which is jointly and severally seconded. We'll just ask the Secretary to make a proper
subject
schedule.
to availability of schedule.
Yes.
With the project leader. Address to Ateneo de Zamboanga and the DOST Region 9.
Just coordinate with the Secretary.
Okay.
Any more, Member Macron?
Another resolution, Your Honor. Yapo di notisya, although unconfirmed, no? Por causa ka tamis na bin manada kita mga kalamidad akin na Zamboanga, Avenida, Quema, and so on and so forth. So yapo di notisya, unconfirmed lang gani. Kaya di aton daw mga relief goods, no, supply, takabaya. No, takabaya. And considering man August pa lang kita. Okay? So, Kaya na lang un poco concern na parte mio, preso, si pwede man sponsor a resolution addressing to the CSWD and the Zamboanga City Disasters Office for a quantitative and qualitative data, the status of the relief goods and other assistance as far as their offices are concerned. I move.
Any second? Seconded by Member Lee. Member.
Please, resolution, sir, on unconfirmed report, please.
That is why I am sponsoring the resolution, Your Honor. Can you man confirm? Preso yan niya the resolution.
Just check that every time we have to confirm and you are asking for a confirmation.
We also want to see the budget, LLD budget del City of Zamboanga. Kaya di ba natin kita suseso? Di ba natin kita may avenida?
Just authorize member
Macron
to look into this matter?
Yes.
Personally, will authorize
Is that okay with you?
Mas bueno era, Your Honor, sinali ka sila kopya ka na to. No? Kay Chinebesi, kita lang tanda-anda niya. Taabla ka natin Chinebesi. Even staff, si tamandayo anda sa kadata. No? Taabla ka natin sa kadoan na permiso na City Mayor's Office. Na City Mayor, personally.
We have copies of the budget, member.
Pero nasabi kita, Your Honor.
You just go to the records, please.
Nasabi kita, Your Honor, si Kwanto El Usaw, Kwanto lang kita el balance. So mas bueno si estabagat kanila limbya ka naton para at least updated kita, no? No kaya rin kita ligo oray abela ka naton na may pondo el Ciudad de Zamboanga.
Yeah. You're moving, no?
Yeah, I move.
Seconded by Member Lim, Member Piok, Member Alabar. Comment, Member Alabar now. Member Lim, sorry.
Actually, Mr. Chairman, I'm supposed to present this, but because I saw this on the news, that there is already na news yagan, hearsay pa.
Silence, please. Can we allow Member Lim to finish?
Social Welfare Development Officer was saying that we are running out of stocks, the relief goods. So in fact, I wanted to have a dialogue with them, but since Member Macron already presented this, so I think it's best that tapidi lang nga nila inventory. Inventory. Yeah.
Okay. Any more comment? Objection? There be none. Motion is approved. Any more?
Last resolution, Your Honor, no? Tapos di observe ba, mas kinakal time kapitan tayo na San Roque. Although tentente mangita elbida ben tormento, no? Mas manada kat kita mas grande at tagadalya aton mga akaltabla kita squatter area. Okay? And mostly kung mga incidents on that happen mga kema. No? Hindi mga siguro todo. Ali kayo tabing grande el destroso. Okay? So with that, Your Honor, kaya yung man sponsor a resolution era addressed to City Administrator's Office to assist and to work with all the barangay chairmans to enforce LDATON City Ordinance, yan nga kita City Ordinance Ali 157, LDATON Anti-Squatting Ordinance of the City of Zamboanga. Nasabi si Chair na basta revise. I move accordingly.
Any second? Seconded by Member Lim, Member Bayod, Member Alabar.
Sige, implementation of Ordinance
Enforcement
157.
of the anti-squatting. Kaya sabi, ito mga tiyempo, mga hente, no? Donde lang kita, donde lang tapo de planta, inuay mas kenta blabawal, no? Mas kenta siya. No,
Di ba
Kunal City Administrator's Office through our City Mayor, no?
Member Lago.
To assist the barangay, no? In the enforcement of the City Ordinance 157.
Your Honor, hindi lang sa City Ordinance. Siya pa sa national laws. Number one si hindi man kamali, mga barangay forefront gadese. Ese proliferation ng mga squatters supposed to be mga barangay captains, mga barangay kagawad, amo first man-check kanila. Si manhit kita ko ng mayor, we're barking on the wrong tree. the mayor,
Your Honor.
ano aki abajo kat
Administrator's office.
Administrator's office. To assist the barangay. To assist the barangay.
Okay. Pwede through the housing.
Assist, LLL enforcement team kasi taga na city administrator's office.
Hindi, enforcement team is na administrator, hindi, all ordinances kane, pero el concentration nila, mga tabende-bende na kanto, mga ano, pero mga squatter housing kasi. Ha? Hindi kane, pero mas mucho grupo lang lang
Combined enforcement sige.
Mucho tali lang na
Yeah, maybe your honor pwede kita manunto ya kun housing. No, manunto ya sila on the enforcement, the coordination.
The housing has no authority to do demolitions. I'm the author of that ordinance, please.
Okay.
So any objection? There being none, motion is approved.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Member Jimenez now.
I have now the privilege to the earlier matter that was laid on the table about J-2.
Yes.
The request of the Zamboanga City High School organizer on the use of the City Coliseum as venue for a symposium on opening the eyes of the youth, a symposium on current political and social issues to be held on August 2. That would be the day after tomorrow. May I cite Section 5, the exemption of Ordinance Number 2004-114, an ordinance regulating the operation and prescribing the rental rates for the use of the Zamboanga City Sports and Recreational Coliseum at Tetuan, Zamboanga City. It is very specific that the Zamboanga City High School main shall be exempt from the payment of rental fees, including payment of electrical consumption, during the conduct of graduation, commencement exercises, and Foundation Day celebration. Period. Unless the honorable body would treat this request in the same category as an activity such as what is exempted, we may grant the use of the free use of the Coliseum to include the free use, including payment of electrical consumption. So I move accordingly, Mr. Chairman, provided we will treat this activity on August 2 in the same category in the meantime as that in the conduct of a graduation, commencement exercise, or Foundation Day celebration. I see the importance of this activity on August 2, Your Honor.
Which is jointly and severally seconded. Any more?
I have one more.
Yeah, Member Jimenez. Member Jimenez.
We are very fortunate that His Excellency President Rodrigo Duterte visited Labuan and personally saw the situation there. I understand an assistance of 15,000 cash was given to the 400 more or less families that were the victim of the fire that razed several houses in Labuan. Aside from the grant of the 15,000 financial assistance that was given, I understand the National Housing Authority was also asked to look for an area where these victims... No, I understand the NHA will downgrade the funding for the acquisition of the property. Be that as it may, whether the acquisition of the land, because the President in his message was very clear, that there is an urgency in the relocation, the immediate relocation of these victims. And what I understand also in the message of the President, that funding from the acquisition of the land will come from the National Housing Authority. And the NHA has already checked into the site, the property that could be, that could address the concern of the President. So, first, a resolution. We showed the gratitude to the President's visit to Labuan and subject to style for this matter, a resolution to be adopted on the matter.
Would you
That's
jointly and severally seconded?
one. Two, we are in support of the acquisition of the property that may be offered by any individual through the barangay council, which I understand is already pending with the office of the city mayor. Even if it will be that downloading, that means the payment of the acquisition of the land will come from the NHA or for the city of Zamboanga. My resolution is that there should be an immediate
Address to who?
that they should move on this. The process for the acquisition of that property should be done as
To whom
soon as
shall be the
possible.
resolution be addressed?
We will address it to our Honor the Mayor and the National Housing Authority for that matter, as well as the Barangay Council of of Labuan through the Honorable Marabilla. I move accordingly.
Jointly and severally seconded.
And
Any more?
next, I think we have to agree. August 21 and 22 are declared holidays. 21 is a Tuesday. So for you, members of the council who intend to make official travel, you could make the continuation of those days there, because 27 Monday is also a holiday. So I move that the session on the 21 be held on Monday, August 20.
20.
20.
Okay.
August 20. Do we agree? Do we agree? Okay.
August
So
20.
the rest,
20.
the
So 27, no session. 28.
28, that's Tuesday, we'll have a
Regular.
session, regular session.
Regular.
Yeah. Instead of 21, we do it 20.
The session for that week, 20, 21, 23, 24, will be held on the 20th.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Any objection? There being none, motion
That's
is...
an agreement.
Member Lago, is that okay? Motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Member Lim now.
There is another matter I'd like to adopt a resolution.
Yes.
I would like this resolution to be addressed to the Barangay Council of San Roque. Lately, I sat down with them because I have it on good authority that a parcel of land that was donated to the city of Zamboanga, which is at present made use as a 4-meter road in San Roque, is about to be, I would say, a donation made to the city of Zamboanga for a road being used in San Roque has, as provided in that resolution, a road right-of-way consisting of about 10 meters. I have it on good authority that there are plans on the part of the owner to lessen the area to a lesser area than less than 10. I do not know what action was taken already by the Barangay Council of San Roque. I will submit the necessary papers on the location of that property. It's a very important road in San Roque. So I would like, because this has been a problem, I understand silently the owner is trying to make some changes. I would like to ask the Barangay Council of San Roque what they have done with that, because we have to respect first their wishes. For if there is no action done, we might as well ask the city engineer to look into this matter.
You're
I
moving?
will submit, I move accordingly.
Would you jointly and severally seconded?
I'm done, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, Member Lim, then Member Lago.
I have one. This is a resolution from the Punong Barangay of, or Barangay Council of Maasin, was submitted to Councilor Macron, and Councilor Macron referred it to me. This is a resolution to establish a secondary level or high school level in Barangay Maasin, Zamboanga City. This was, or the letter was only July 28, 2018, when we have already filed a
an ordinance creating the barangay high school in Barangay Maasin. So we'll submit this to the committee as a support of their resolution supporting the establishment of the barangay
You're
high school
moving?
ordinance in Maasin.
You're-
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, jointly and severally seconded. Submitted.
Your Honor,
Member Lago?
Just before we adjourn, Your Honor, may we just ask our city secretary, Your Honor, to, as much as possible, to get a certified true copies of the proposed, well, not proposed, already enacted Bangsamoro law and the proposed federal constitution, Your Honor, so
Yeah.
that we will be abreast, informed, Your Honor. The draft of the federal and the enacted Bangsamoro law.
So
Thank you,
you're giving the assignment to our
We
secretary?
ask, Your Honor, that the city secretary will do it for us.
You're
And
moving.
Once, pwede saka, Your Honor, to copy furnish every councilor, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Secretary, please take note of the request.
I move
Any
to
more?
adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Session is adjourned.
Aquel resolution then, I will... Aquel resolution del aquel camino na San Roque, I will give more facts, subject to style aquel. Because there should be factual basis there. Angel? Daute por qué no abstiene?
Alegre, Dos, may kamuha ng 5,000.